Okay, YouTube, this is my second video on the ambiguous case when solving oblique triangles with the law of sines. But we're essentially indicating situations where we have an angle and then the two sides adjoining with that angle, okay? And we call this the side angle case most of the time, because if you spell backwards, it spells it a different way. But you won't forget this. If you ever have an angle and then two sides next to it, what you have is a situation like we have here, and where we're going to get a special instance of a triangle. But we say, okay, so C is 35 degrees. The ambiguous case arises when you have most of the times, an acute angle here. But we'd say a 35-degree angle is our C right here. Oh, wavy 35-degree angle. So we're going to call this some 35-degree angle. I'm going to try to draw this to scale as much as possible. But then we say the side opposite it is 314 here, and then this A right here we could conceive of as being down here at this vertex. But we have some side opposite, and it is longer than this side adjacent. Let's try this again. So we notice that this would be lowercase c, but we have the angle and the two adjoining sides and the side opposite here. What I want everybody to notice is longer than this side that would be over here, this 205. Okay, so we would say that we have this triangle right here. If I fill the rest of this in, this would be vertex B down here, and this is vertex A down here, and this is vertex B. But essentially what I can tell you is, in these situations where you have an acute angle and a side opposite, we would say that if you can imagine there's a height right here, as long as this side opposite is longer than this side right here, then what I could tell you is there is only one triangle. It would be this triangle right here, where if this side's longer than this, you would see that it comes down and meets here. You could swing this thing all the way around, but it wouldn't cast down another triangle. So in the side angle case, or angle side case, if you have an acute angle and the side opposite, this is the check here, is longer than the side that is adjacent to that angle, then you know you have just one triangle. We can go solve for it. So that being said, let's go ahead and do this. I would like to solve for an angle if we could first. So we'd say, all right, well, I've got a side angle pair here, and then we say, okay, well, maybe I could use this side angle pair to compare to it, and we can solve for A here. So since I'm solving for A, we'll put A on top. We say sine of A over lowercase a, which is this length here. And then we have the sine of C, which in this case is the 35-degree angle, degrees. And this is over 314. So again, we could multiply both sides by 205. We take both sides times 205. I'm just going to carry this out on the right here. We get the sine of A is approximately, so we get 205 times the sine of 35. So we'll get this out here. We say 35, the sine value there, times 205, and divide that by 314. We get about 0.3745, so approximately 0.3745. And if we take the sine inverse of both sides of this, we say sine inverse, we get about a 21.99 degree angle. So I'm going to call this about a 22. So we say A is approximately 22 degrees. We can go fill this in on the triangle. If we were keeping track of our data off on the side, we could say, well, we have upper C and lower C. Now we have capital A and lowercase a. We just need lowercase b to go with our capital B, which we could solve for here. So let's go ahead and fill in what we know here. We know that C is 35 degrees exactly. We say that A is approximately 22 degrees, and if we add those up and subtract them from 180, or just take 180 minus 22 minus 35, we get 123. And filling this in up on the triangle here, 123 degrees, seems entirely reasonable, okay? So knowing our lowercase c is 314, also knowing that A is exactly 205, what this allows you to do then is go set up another side angle pair. B over the sine of 123 degrees is equal to, we have, lowercase c, I guess, 314, over sine of 35 degrees. And then one could go back and solve for B. And by the way, it should be longer than 205 and 314. But I'll let the audience go check that as a matter of fact and leave you with that situation over here. But that is the other ambiguous case. We've got one more to go. Cheers.